Whose feet would you rather wash, Zangief's or Blanca's? Oh, what the?
It's Smug with the greatest of ease.
Will you branch out further and make content on different games outside of just traditional fighters? You have the personality and fan base to do so. I'm working on it. You know, it's not easy, but, you know, I really do like to expand my horizons, and time will tell. I'm definitely going to try more different things as time goes by. Hope that answers your question. What do you think Dudley's level 1, 2, and 3 supers are going to be in Street Fighter 6 when he comes out? That's a good question. Okay. His level 1 should be the Jet Upper Super, like Third Strike, that same order. So level 1 should be his Jet Upper Super. Level 2 should be the Rolling Thunder, where he can go through projectiles. And level 3 should be his Corkscrew Cross, where it shows the full animation. I think that would work. And out of curiosity, let me see what the reply. Putting a lot of hope into that when time will tell. What happened to you for the months you took a break from YouTube, and do you plan on returning to the tournament scene for Street Fighter 6? Okay, well, what happened to me during the months, long story short, I was chilling, and on top of that, I was just taking care of my business. So, yeah, that's pretty much what was going on. You said, do I plan on returning to the tournament scene for Street Fighter 6? I'm still heavily in tune with the Street Fighter 6 scene. You know, I don't go to every event, but I'm still active in like the scenes for sure. I still go to events and stuff when I can. I know good with Dudley in Street Fighter 4. Wait. I know you're good with Dudley. I think that's what he's trying to say. I know you're good with Dudley in Street Fighter 4, but you think you can try Balrog? I can give him a try. Fun fact, that was the first character... Well, technically, no, I'm lying. I first started playing with Ken, and I also played Balrog in vanilla Street Fighter 4. Before Dudley even came out, so... I can give him a try. What do you think about Dudley having an install special where he goes crazy? Tears off his gloves and start doing illegal boxing moves. That would be kind of a plot twist, because that's not really his style. Usually he fights people with dignity, and he fights people like gentlemen. You hear him in Third Strike. So I think it would be just a plot twist. It wouldn't be a bad idea. Why are you not maining Ed in Street Fighter 6? I feel attacked. I mean, there's so many cool characters in the game, so, I mean... I still like Ed. He's still on my roster. That's all it is to it. Ed is still a cool character. I still like Ed, so... I hope that kind of answers your question. I tried, sorry. Top 5 favorite fighting characters of all time. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so... Dudley, Balrog, G, Skullomania, that's 4, right? Skullomania, and my 5th character. I would have to go with Martial Law from Tekken. That's my top 5. Who's the character you really want in Street Fighter 6 not named Dudley? Balrog or G? What happened to PlayStation message readings before cooking a bad mamma jamma? All right, well, I just thought y'all were getting tired of the gimmick or something, so I don't know. And on top of that, I wasn't really getting too many messages, so as long as you guys send me some cool messages, yeah, I could add that to my videos in the beginning, no problem. I was just trying to switch it up because I didn't want it, like, it was starting to get to a point where if I uploaded a video, right, and I did not have me reading messages in the beginning of the video, people didn't really care about the video. So I didn't really want it where people only cared about my videos only if I read messages. So that's why I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I hope that makes sense. But I mean, I'll still read messages for sure. No problem. Just send me some cool messages, and I'll read them. No problem. What if you... wait. Would you fight if America went to war? Boots on the ground? Probably not. Was it challenging to be so young while also rising as a valid tournament threat in the Street Fighter 4 days? Why not? I think it was because there was a lot of pressure, and honestly, tournaments and stuff, that wasn't really my original passion, because originally I love music and I always wanted to be like a music producer. So I just happened to be really good with Dudley, and I just ended up going to like next level. It's like a side thing, you know. But I just happened to end up winning tournaments and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. So then I ended up switching my passion. But it was a lot of pressure because I was young. I was like, what, 16, 17? I was like one of the youngest competitors in the tournament scene around that time. So it was challenging. It was challenging. And I was definitely getting disrespected back in the day, but that's a whole nother story for another video. What is your thoughts on the new Street Fighter cast? I feel like it's cool, but it could be better. I'll just say that. I feel like they just need to add some really cool returning characters. Like some more. That's my thoughts. Oh my goodness, this dude sent me a whole Harry Potter book message. Hold on. Okay. Oh my god, there's even more to read. Hold up. Are you ever gonna do non-fighting game videos again and play other stuff like AAA games or indie games again? Yeah, like, just send me a list of games you want to see on the channel and I'll see what I could do. Now, you said your fighting game skills and execution may transfer over to hack and slash or Souls-like games and play stuff like Devil May Cry 5, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, God of War, Bloodborne, Ninja Gaiden, Sekiro, etc. Or even I said Backham. Or even Batman Arkham games, or Spider-Man games, or older titles like Web of Shadows or X-Men Origins Wolverine, and title them Pro Fighting Game Player Plays blank, or something that might catch people's attention. Yo, you really giving me some great ideas, actually. I'll just add that to the list. Or you could always revert back to that one indie horror game where that big chicken chased you around. That was hilarious. Bro, that... like, you know what's crazy? Y'all were laughing, but I was actually terrified. Like, I was actually scared. Like, maybe I'll think about it. Wait a minute. Yo, look at my man's profile picture, though. Hold up. Is that photo... Double D from Ed, Ed, and Eddie? Fun fact, that is my favorite cartoon from Cartoon Network, Ed, Ed, and Eddie. So shout outs to you. Are you planning on playing Fatal Fury City of the Wolves? Yes, content on the way. Would you ever try Marissa on Ranked? She has a lot of devastating combos, and I can see you wiggity washing people with her. You know, I've been hearing a lot of people recommending Marissa to me because I remember even Angry Bird. One day I was just watching his stream, and he was playing against Big Bird, and he said, I asked in his chat, I said, is Marissa a good character? And then Angry Bird, he said, Smug, this character is perfect for you. Marissa, this is a Smug character. He said it literally just like that. Like, I'm not lying. Like, he literally said this character was designed for me. So I'll see what I could do on the channel. I'll see what I could do. What's your favorite FPS game? Halo 3, free. That is my all-time favorite FPS game, for sure. I used to love that game. Like, I don't know how many times I beat that game over and over. Like, literally beat the whole playthrough, campaign mode, level 50 rank in that game. Like, I just love that game. Like, it's just my favorite. Would you rather fight Balrog or Dudley in real life? I'd rather fight Dudley because Balrog, you see his hairline? Like, it looks like a Nintendo 64 controller, so you know he got nothing to lose, all right? Dudley, he has class, so it's like, he'll give you a fair fight. What's next for Smug? Do you want to focus on YouTube content, return to the competition scene? Games would you want to play competitively? Okay, all right. So the next thing for what I'm got going on is the YouTube content. That's what I'm currently focusing on. The competition scene, competitively, like, I'm on and off about it, but I'm still going to do more than just competing. I don't mind, like, commentating, doing content creation, doing all kinds of things involving the FGC. The games I want to play competitively, Street Fighter and City of the Wolves. I like that game. That game is tight. That game is really cool. Will G return in Street Fighter 6? Who knows? I hope so. That would be dope. Besides neutral, what's the second thing that makes a good fighting game in your opinion? You gotta have some cool looking combos for me to be interested in your fighting game. You gotta have some cool combos. The combos gotta look cool. Hands down. Do you not really enjoy Street Fighter 6, or have you not just gotten a character you like so far? I like Street Fighter 6. I like the characters. I wish they added more characters, but I was dealing with some real life stuff, so that's why I really wasn't like uploading YouTube content and doing that a lot of stuff. You know, I was just taking care of business, if that makes sense. So that's pretty much what was going on. I hope that answers your question. I tried my best. When are you going to finish the Cuphead playthrough? Oh my god, bro. I've been trying to dodge this question for years, bro. I really have to. I hope you guys understand. I have to really be in the mood to get salty for you guys. I hope you guys understand that. I'll finish the playthrough eventually. I'll finish it. Get it out the way, because once I beat that, because I'm on a third island. I finished the first two islands, but on the third island, which is the final one, once I finish that, I will never touch that game again. As soon as I beat it, I'm literally going to say this game is ass, and I'm uninstalling. I'm kidding. I'm probably ain't going to say that. I'm going to say this game is really ass, and then I'm going to uninstall it. That's what I'm going to say. Moving along. Next question. Are you a great Grand Smuggles? Yeah, I am. What is a fighting game you've had a hard time getting a hang on? And what do you play outside of fighters? We all got a break time kind of game. Okay, well, a fighting game that I've had a hard time getting a hang on was Street Fighter. It took a long time for me to get good with Dudley, because he's like a half circle motion character. Like, it was mad work. And his combos on top of that. Then I had to learn matchups, and a lot of his matchups were terrible. So playing Dudley, I felt like I was always at a disadvantage. So with that being said, I really wanted to get good. So I pretty much had to play 3 times better than my opponent, because most of his matchups in the game were really not in his favor. That's what people don't understand about Dudley. Like, he has majority of the matchups are bad. He's hard to play, hard to execute. And what games do I play outside of fighters? Like, we all got a break time kind of game. I like playing Marvel Rivals when I'm not really streaming. I like Fortnite, but I used to. I don't really play Fortnite too much anymore. Mainly just like Marvel Rivals I've been playing. I like Uno. Just those type of games, really. Really. Sometimes I just practice a little bit of Capcom versus SNK 2 or Marvel versus Capcom 2, or I don't know. It's just so many. Just I don't know. I don't really play too many games like that, but when I do, those are the type of games I like playing. Are you planning on playing any of the upcoming fighters like Nen Impact or Marvel Tokon? I'm gonna try both. For sure. How's your friendship with Punk? That's my brother. Like, we cool. Who is your main training partner / who has been your biggest help as a training partner coming up as a mainstay in that fighting game community? My homies, like, again, like Punk, Psycho, JB, Lex, Shine, Verse, Vagabond, Katosin, Knuckle Doodang. Pretty much those guys I mentioned. And just people online. What was your experience? What? Wait. Hold on. What was your experience when you first met LowTierGod? I guess that's what he's trying to ask. My first experience was, that's LowTierGod. We met, shook hands, and just had a brief conversation and just kept it moving. That's pretty much it. Do you eat it from the back? Also, what's your favorite anime? What? Yo, YouTube. Y'all see what kind of comments I have to deal with, right? Like, y'all see what I got to read. Y'all making me read this stuff. This is crazy. And my favorite anime is JoJo's. If you could design your own character, what would they be like? Fighting style, archetype, backstory, appearance, etc. I just want a character that I would just woogity wash the opponent. Like, mainly like a rush down, I would say. Fighting style like archetype, like a rush down type of approach. Backstory, he came from the ghetto, he came from the hood. You know what I'm saying? He got an opportunity to enter a tournament, and he got 5 baby mamas. He got 12 kids. So much to worry about. He got to pay so much child support, and he likes Chinese food. I don't know. I don't know. What kind of pizza do you like? Pepperoni pizza. Every time. But you know what, though? I like the barbecue chicken pizza. You know what? One time I went to, I ordered from Domino's, and somebody recommended me some veggie pizza, and it was actually pretty good. So, but number one, pepperoni pizza. Smug, please answer this question. Are you sponsored or not no more? No, I'm not sponsored. Free agent. And now the real question. Do you seriously like Street Fighter 6? Because I have a feeling you don't like it that much. And if you don't, please tell me. I'm in between. Like, I like it, but I don't hate it, if that makes sense. I think it's a dope game. I like the direction it's going in. And I feel like if they just have some more cool guest characters, like returning characters, the game will really age like fine wine. I feel like it's in the right direction. It's arguably the best fighting game out currently. What is one thing you've learned from becoming a professional player that you wish more players knew about? Um, One thing I've learned from becoming a professional player. All right, one thing I've learned was you could be yourself, but you got to remember there's people as a professional player, there's people that will look up to you. So you kind of have to be careful how you approach people. Be careful how you. I don't want to say be careful with the words you say, but kind of be careful with the words you say because you don't want to interpret the wrong idea to people. Just try to be like a really good role model if you want to be a professional player because there's going to be people that you would never expect that will look up to you. So you just want to give the great advice to them. You want to become a hero. I would recommend that. Like, I don't want to say like wear a Superman cape and shit. I'm not saying all of that, but I'm just saying like just try to be like a leader. Just be a leader. That's my best advice. Who is winning in an oiled up twerk off between Ryu and Ken? I don't know and I don't care, bro. Whatever they got going on, that's their business. All right, I'ma just be continuing making YouTube videos about fighting games. Okay, let's keep it moving. Do you have a brother that's inspired you by anything like gaming or the funny character? Yes, I have an older brother that I grew up with like all the fighting games, and I used to watch him play fighting games and stuff. So, yeah, he kind of inspired me to play more video games and stuff, you know. But you know what though? Even though I played video games like pretty much all my life, he didn't really like Street Fighter like that. He was more of like a Tekken kind of guy. I love Tekken. That was my first fighting game myself, but that's just the truth. I always liked Street Fighter though. Balrog, Dudley, and G. In what order would you want to see these return to Street Fighter 6? First, it would be Balrog, because I'm very interested how they would make his character design. Then G, and then Dudley. Why in that order? Because Dudley, I just don't feel like he would fit this game. Like, it wouldn't make sense. You know how many combos he's going to lose, bro? I'm telling you, all the Dudley players and Dudley fans, I think you guys would be disappointed because he's not going to have any jab link combos, not too much. He can't even do jab heavy kick like Street Fighter 4 and stuff. If they make him approach like third strike, it can probably work out. Dudley or Balrog, and why? That's a vague question, but I would say Dudley because he's just a cooler character. In Street Fighter 5, the devs alluded to G having some kind of lore that was important, but they never expanded on it because no player figured it out. Said they might reveal it one day. We know G is the supposed boss of the game, but what do you think it is? And what are your thoughts on G, a possible link to Q, and what his future could be in Street Fighter series? It's the one thing I can't get over in Street Fighter 5. Thanks, bro. You asked me like 6 questions, but I'll try to sum it up. He is supposed to be a boss character, so I don't know how they're supposed to. I don't know what they're doing with the character, honestly. It was never really finished of a character, so I can't really tell you. But they are adding a lot of boss characters in Street Fighter 6, so it is something to talk about. He might make a return. And apparently, like, there was some lore saying that G is Q. First he was G, then he turned into Q, because Third Strike was supposed to be, at the time, the last Street Fighter in the storyline. So, I don't know. It's a good question, but I can't really answer that because because the way Street Fighter, they didn't fully finish his story, if that makes sense. What got you into playing Street Fighter and other fighting games? Okay, well, for Street Fighter, one day, all right, so I used to be in kindergarten. When I was 5 years old, I used to go to an after-school program called PAL, and they had these arcade machines. So after when the kids finished their homework, and if you had enough time before the parents pick you up from the after-school program, we had free time, so we ended up going to the arcades. It was called the arcade room, And there was this long line, bro. There was this long line for this one arcade cabinet. They had like Mortal Kombat. They had like the shooting game, like I forget what they called it, Area 51, something like that. Had that foos hockey. They had like soccer, like the little table soccer. They had pool, all of that, right? But this one cabinet, it was always a packed line, and it was Street Fighter 2. So one day when I finally got a chance to play, I played it, and my first character was in Bison. Ever since then, I was hooked. I was like, hey, what is this game? They said Street Fighter, and I remember that. So that's what got me into Street Fighter. Do you have a favorite game you default to when you are tired of working or don't want to try hard? Currently, I like Capcom vs. SNK 2 and Marvel Rivals. But Marvel Rivals get me salty, so I can't even say that. Maybe currently at the moment, Capcom vs. SNK 2. I don't really upload that content as much because I guess I don't know if a lot of people like watching CVS2 content on the channel, because every time when I upload it, it doesn't really do well on the channel. So that's why I just thought y'all weren't really interested. So that's why. But if you guys are interested, I will definitely upload more Capcom vs. SNK2. And every time when I play Capcom vs. SNK2, I'm tired of all these people saying, yo, do you hate Street Fighter 6? It's like, yo, can't even breathe. It's crazy. It gets very technical, and it gets very annoying being a content creator. Like, I mean, it just comes with it. It's all good, though. And wait a minute, Mango Madness? Isn't that the Snapple flavor? That's one of my favorite Snapple flavors. Mango Madness? Maybe I'm overthinking it. My bad. I don't want to disrespect your name. My bad. Yo, Smug, I'm glad you're back. Are you still planning on competing? Yes. I miss seeing you in tournaments. Also, my cousin says she loves dark chocolate. I'll take that as a compliment. And ask how many long, beautiful frames could you grab her for? Or what? Ignore that last question. I read it already. I mean, all right, moving along. What do you think of City of the Wolves so far? I think the game is fire, and I see a lot of potential in the game. You said, I saw you playing Billy Kane at one of the exhibition tournaments, and you were looking good. Do you see yourself playing competitively and going for the million? Much love. Yeah, as long as I get sponsored, you know what I mean? And they can fly me out to these tournaments like all these other players. When they get sponsored, they're able to fly to these events. So as long as I get sponsored, I'll be definitely locked in for sure. Who wins, Eddie or DJ? That's a good question. I'd give it to DJ because he has fireballs and whatnot. So, but if it was just straight neutral and stuff, I like Eddie Gordo all day. But DJ because of like his special moves and stuff. Like, you know. I love you, Smug. Love you too. As a grappler main, if I command grab you, would you act like you wouldn't have gotten command grabbed in the first place? Not a chance. I always know. Who were your idols growing up, if you had any? I would say Mike Ross, Aqua Silk, Justin Wong, and Marn. Yeah. I'll add Aris in there because of like his content creation, like him being a content creator, trying all different games. That's like a huge inspiration to me. So yeah. Why don't you play Tekken? You see what your chat. You see what I got to deal with? First is like, why don't you main Ed? Why don't you play City of the Wolves? Why don't I compete? Why don't I read messages? Now why don't I play Tekken? It never stops, y'all. And then why don't I play Cuphead? It's crazy. But I like Tekken 8. I like Tekken 8. It's dope. It's just so many games out right now, you know. It's just one of those. But I still will return to Tekken 8. What character do you want to see me wash with on the channel? Just let me know. How long have you and Punk been together? What? What? Nas. What? We never been together. What are you talking about? Like, what? I'm not dating Punk. Nah. We've been cool for the longest, if that's what you mean. That was it. Just like, that's my brother. Next hairstyle? I don't know. Just, because currently I have braids right now, so. During Ultra Street Fighter 4's prime, was there any character or player that really gave your Dudley a tough time? Character, pretty much the whole cast. But the hardest characters was like Fei Long, Yang, Zangief was hard, Elena was hard, Poison, DiCaprio. This is mad characters, bro. Pretty much those were like the hardest though. What is one of your most treasured childhood memories when the turkey neck bones were still turkey and whole? What? Childhood memories? I don't know. My most treasured childhood memories. Just being around like my brother and my cousins growing up, you know, and having my cousins do like sleepovers. That was cool. Like, cause my cousins, I have two twin cousins. Well, I have two cousins that are twins, and I remember every Friday they used to spend the time through the weekend, and we used to just be hanging out and stuff. It used to be really good times. Playing Nintendo 64, the PlayStation, you name it. It was dope. So that's one of my favorite childhood memories when my cousins came over. Look back on Street Fighter V. Now, what do you think of it? I think it's a really good game. It's really dope. It's a dope game. What is the greatest Smug thumbnail of all time, and why is it Smug versus Gums? I didn't make that term, so I don't know why it's Smug versus Gums. The greatest Smug thumbnail of all time? Probably when I play against Sonic Fox. That was probably one of my favorite thumbnails. I didn't make it though. I had a thumbnail artist, Young Witch, who made that thumbnail. So shout outs to Young Witch for making that masterpiece. Thank you, you're welcome. Where you been, and are you okay now, and do you still drink Cambodian breast milk? I've been alright, I've been chilling. I'm healthy, I'm doing alright. And I haven't had it in a while, so if you could send me some my way, I would very be appreciative of that. Thank you, and you're welcome. When will you grow back your fade? Those days are gone. I grew my hair out. I have a lot of hair now. I got braids. What is your favorite next level arcade moment? When I won my first next level, back in 2012. That was my favorite next level moment because it meant so much to me that I won a tournament. Are you going to main Sagat in Street Fighter 6? If he's good, but I'm still going to play him and definitely have some YouTube content for you guys for Sagat. Why don't you play in high profile tournaments like you used to, like we all remember the Dudley days? I mean, you know, we just grow older and we just have more responsibilities, and I'm just not only a tournament player. Like, I evolved. I'm a content creator. I do a lot more stuff, you know. I'm a teacher. I do all kinds of stuff. So, you know, commentate or events and stuff. So I just do more than just competing. I remember watching you a lot back in Street Fighter 4 Next Level Battle Circuit days. Who were your least favorite people to play against? Do you have a most memorable NLBC matchup for yourself? My favorite, I didn't really have a favorite player to play against because I hated playing against every person at Next Level because they were all tryhards. So my least favorite player to play against at Next Level was Chris G. When Chris G used to live in New York at the time, nah, bro, he was so annoying. And Zeus. Zeus was also probably my least favorite player to play against because the way he played was mad annoying with his Vega. So, yeah. What anime you most hyped about right now? JoJo's. Hey, Smug, what inspired you to pursue fighting games? I just grew up playing fighting games, so that's pretty much it. And on top of that, one of my friends, Psycho, he saw how good I was in Street Fighter, and he told me to start going to the next level. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. I didn't really think about it at the time because I wanted to be like, I was more into music. That was my original passion. So pretty much, yeah. Going to keep it simple. Favorite money fight? Any... Oh, you mean like money matches? Favorite money match? Probably when I money matched Brahim Keys. That was probably my favorite money match. Either that or when I fought against I'm Still the Daddy's Guile. That was another great money match. Or when I fought against PR Balrog in a money match. That's my top three. Where did the name Smug come from? How did you get it? Well, I used to play Halo, and I used to be really good in that game. I used to be like a beast. So I was making my name, and I wanted to be called like the Beast. The name was taken, so they gave me suggested names, and they just suggested Smug the Beast. And people, like, when I used to join Xbox Live parties, you know, they didn't even call me Beast no more. They just called me Smug as like a nickname, so then I just went with it. That's pretty much what happened. Have you ever played original Street Fighter arcade machine that you actually had to punch and kick? Nah, what the heck? I didn't even know that was a thing. Nah, I didn't know. I've been following you and watching your videos for years. I always wanted you to win. How do you remain so positive all the time? When I see you lose matches, I get salty, but you always show class. I mean, at the end of the day, because I know why you know why you lost. Like, let's cut it down to the chase. You know why you lost. If you be honest with yourself, you know why you lost. If you don't, you got to ask yourself where you went wrong. You got to watch your replays if you don't know why you lost. What made you choose Balrog Dudley as your main character? Was it the boxing aesthetic? Nah, cause they black. Okay, that just answers your question. Why don't you main Ed? I can't get enough of Smug playing boxers. There's gonna be more Ed content on the channel. And Ed is a cool character, but there's just so many cool characters in the game. I like DJ more as a character. Who would win in a fight between Balrog and Dudley? I would say Balrog because he would cheat. He's a cheater. He doesn't play fair. Dudley plays by the rules. Balrog doesn't. Will you still cook Batman pajamas in Street Fighter 6? Yes. Who was Trunks and why did he always get a shout out? Because he was my favorite Halo 3 player to watch. Like, and one time he was in my stream and I just said, yo, because you're in my stream, I'm just going to give you a random shout out at random moments. Like right now, shout outs to Trunks. And that's where that came from. Have I ever played the Capcom fighting game Cyberbots? No, I haven't. Is it good? Let me know in the comments. What's your favorite anime show? JoJo's. Why you make videos for Whitey? What? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'm sorry. A while back, you were trying to learn to play on stick in order to enter tournaments held on arcade cabs. How's that going? Well, I haven't traveled in a while, so it's good. I'm alright. Like, I'm alright on arcade stick. You know, I'm okay. How would you rank Street Fighter 4, 5, and 6 from least to greatest? Go on now. Street Fighter 4 is my favorite, then probably Street Fighter 6, then probably Street Fighter 5. Why do you call Dudley Dr. Diddles? I randomly said it one day on stream. That's literally why. I just randomly said it. Whose feet would you rather wash? Zangief's or Blanca's? Oh, what the?
It's that boy Max.